Hey, it's Anna. Welcome to my reading vlog for the second day of the double readathon. I just wrapped up my first day vlog and it's currently processing and then I'm gonna upload it. Today I still have to finish my first book and then read the whole second book. Fortunately, the second book is a lot shorter than the first one, but I am a little bit concerned. I don't know yet whether I'm gonna actually make it. So for now, while my video is doing its stuff, I prepared some sandwiches for kind of brunch because I definitely missed breakfast and it's a little bit early for lunch, so let's call it a brunch, shall we? I have 170 pages left of Ramona Blue. That's not the side with the bookmark. And this is what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna have my brunch, I'm gonna read, and then afterwards I think I'm gonna go and visit my parents. So we'll see how that goes, because I will for sure bring my book with me, either one of those, maybe even both. But when I visit my parents, I obviously want to socialize a little bit and not just reading the whole time. We still have 12 hours of the readathon to go, and I have to read about 400 pages. It's manageable, but I'm still a little bit stressed. I'm in the same spot as before, but it's actually almost 9 p.m. on Sunday. So that means I only have 3 hours left to finish the book I'm currently reading, which I'm not sure I can actually do. But more to that in a little bit. I have finished Ramona Blue. I really liked it. I'm not sure what to rate it just now because it usually takes me a little while to decide whether I want to rate 5 stars, 4 stars, whatever. At this point right now, I am kind of deciding between 4.5 or 5 stars. I did really like it. The next book in this double was Boy Meets Boy, which features a gay boy, obviously by the title. And I have read 60 pages of it so far, which is about 30% of the book almost. And I'm not sure what I feel about it. Like, the first 60 pages are very insta-lovey with people who I don't understand. I don't relate to them at all. The whole thing kind of feels rushed and weird and a lot over the top. I don't feel it. I really don't. This book is 15 years old and I don't know whether this has something to do with it maybe, because I feel like the representation part and the LGBTQ plus part in YA literature and just, literature altogether very much evolved in the last few years. So maybe this is just a weird book that I don't feel like reading, and I'm gonna try and read a little bit more of it. I'm currently preparing my dinner, so I'm just gonna continue with it whilst eating my dinner. And I think I'm just gonna read until 100 pages or maybe 120 pages, which is actually half of the book. And if I'm not feeling it by then, I'm not gonna continue. I think I'm just gonna DNF it and still count this double as read, because it's not my fault that I don't like the book, right? I'm gonna see how this develops, because even though it feels like insta-love, it still hasn't really fully developed because there are things happening which are weird, and yeah, I don't know. All I can say about this book at the moment is it's weird. So I'm just gonna go see what my dinner is doing and give this book a second chance, because I'm not feeling it. I realized I never really did a wrap-up, so here I am to wrap up my reading double readathon. I have read Ramona Blue, the whole book. I really liked it. I think in the end I gave it 5 stars on GOODREADS because I liked the character, I liked the plot, and all of the side characters were great. I was able to relate to Ramona, which is a big plus since I wasn't able to relate to the main characters of the last, I think, 3 books that I've read. I liked her friendships in this book. I liked the romance. I especially liked the theme of this book, which I don't want to tell you too much in case you want to read this book, because this is kind of, well, it's not a plot twist, but it's a big plot development that you would have to see for yourself. Basically, in this book, we have a lot of what is sexuality, self-discovery, that kind of stuff. And I felt like they dealt in a very nice way with it. It was very well structured and very understandable. So one issue that I kind of had with the book, which is not really an issue with the book itself, it's just with the genre. I am usually reading fantasy books, and I feel like in fantasy the plot is kind of, from the beginning on, you kind of know what there is to come, where the story will go. But with contemporaries, oftentimes I feel like we really don't know what's gonna happen, what the story is gonna be, and this is what I felt with this book as well, because for the first 100 pages I enjoyed the book, I enjoyed the story, and the characters were great, but I was feeling like, where is this going? But this is something that is just normal for contemporaries, I guess. I mean, this is why I never really know what the plot of the book is, because I don't want to know too much about it, because we have all of those plot developments in the book which kind of lead the story. And then on Sunday I picked up Boy Meets Boy by David Readathon, and the last update I gave you was that the story was kind of weird. I didn't get the characters, I didn't like a lot of the characters, so I was considering just DNFing it. In the end, I think the book has about 220 pages. I think I read 150, which is almost the whole book, and up until that time I didn't like what I was reading, and I was feeling like I'm wasting my reading time, so I decided to just skip through the book without getting too many details, but getting the plot. And I don't feel like I missed a lot because a lot of the scenes were strange and weird. I completely did not understand why we had the relationships that we had, because there were times when they would say like, this character treated me like shit and he is a horrible person, and then literally 10 pages later they kiss. So I was like, wait, what? When did this happen? In the beginning we had like this friendship and they were kind of best friends, but then 30 pages later they hate each other, and I was like, I don't get it. This book is 230 pages or 220 pages long, but still, maybe a few more pages would have been helpful. I put these 2 books in a double because they were both dealing with LGBTQ plus characters, and I felt like Ramona Blue did this in such a great way. Ramona Blue deals a little bit more with discovery and, you know, realizing what your sexuality might be. And Boy Meets Boy starts off with a boy that has been gay his whole life, which is another weird point. He tells us a story where his kindergarten teacher basically tells him he's gay, which I don't understand. Like, how would you be able to diagnose a child of 3 years what their sexuality is? I mean, I myself work in a daycare and in a elementary school. How would you analyze that? Like, that was a point where I was like, no, I don't get it. This is weird. So this is a book about a main character who is very sure which sexuality he has, and we just get into this romance, and then in Ramona Blue we have a character who is kind of discovering their own sexuality. And I would very much recommend to read this one if you're into contemporaries, because again, the issue that I kind of had was not the issue with the book. It's just after you read about 10 or 15 fantasy books, it's completely different structure, and that just needs a little bit time to get used to. I had a few people commenting on my video that they would like to know whether I enjoyed this book, and yes, I did. I would recommend it. Go and pick it up. This one, however, in my opinion, for me personally, was kind of a waste of time. So it wasn't for me. Like, I'm not saying like don't read it, because there are people who will enjoy it, and I've seen on Goodreads that there were quite a lot of people who gave it 5 stars, but for me it was just a meh book, because I was very irritated by that. So that's how my readathon went. I think I might put a number here on the screen of how many pages I've read during this weekend. I didn't quite finish this book like in its total, but I'm still counting this as a completed double because I did get all of the story, I just didn't enjoy it. Thank you for watching. As always, tell me down below how it went for you, what you read, and whether you enjoyed the double that you picked. Or maybe 2 doubles. Maybe you're reading a lot faster than me. Which, tell me your secrets. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!